Well, we have that and so much more coming up in the next 1.5 hours. Now, former Devolution Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru remains under active probe by the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission. The anti-corruption agency deflected any blame of clearing Waiguru to the Criminal Investigation Department. EACC says it only cleared Waiguru on 4 NYS cases, but not on the multi-million shilling scandal, which was investigated by a different agency.
With the integrity at the Integrity Center being called into question, the EACC felt the need to sanitize its reputation following claims that it bungled investigations into allegations against former Devolution Cabinet Secretary Anne Waiguru. The anti-corruption agency is on the spot after hurriedly clearing the embattled Cabinet Secretary, only to reopen investigations after one of those linked in the 791 million shillings NYS scandal accused Waiguru through a sworn affidavit of being in the thick of the scam.
The clearance that was issued from here was in response to a specific request about those 4 cases dealing with the management of NYS.
The EACC is passing the buck, saying at the time of clearing Waiguru of any culpability, a different agency, the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, was probing the 791 million shillings scandal. The anti-graft body EACC claims it was kept in the dark.
That 791 was at the same time being investigated by a different government institution, not the EACC. The channels of communication between EACC and that other government institution were not as open as they have become under the multi-agency forum which has been created.
National Assembly Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs has summoned EACC Chief Executive Harake Wako on Tuesday to explain the alleged bungling of the Waiguru investigations. But EACC holds, following the affidavit by Josephine Kafura, the Commission has received information warranting the reopening of the probe.
If, in fact, one was to go ahead and say EACC was culpable, or EACC was fast-tracking something to cleanse somebody with respect to the 791, that would be inaccurate.
The affidavit by Kafura had indicted the EACC and the Directorate of Criminal Investigations of either taking part in committing the crimes or covering them up. As such, a multi-agency team has been set up to probe the NYS scandal, with all NYS operations put on hold, awaiting a report to the President. EACC says the multi-agency team that has roped in various investigative bodies, including the Kenya Revenue Authority, has aided the smooth flow of information and evidence.
You might rightly ask, why did the investigation of the 4 also expand to ask about the 791? Well, that is a lesson to be learned in terms of the functioning of the multi-agency involvement in the fight against corruption. That action has been implemented by way of creating a forum now where there's transparent sharing of information amongst the different investigation institutions.
The EACC new commission has unveiled a new strategy in fighting graft, dubbed Refreshed Approach to Fighting Corruption, that entails profiling corrupt institutions both in public and private sectors, reintroduction of corruption list of shame, and civic education on corruption. Samogina, KTN News.
Right, and those developments today lead us to our big question tonight, and we'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. And we're asking you, do you buy EACC's defense justifying why it hurriedly cleared Anne Waiguru? Do you buy EACC's defense justifying why it hurriedly cleared Anne Waiguru? That's our big question. We'd like to hear your thoughts on this one. The number to text in is 22155, and the hashtag to use is Friday Briefing, and we'll be sampling your views during this newscast. Ugandan opposition candidate Kizza Besigye was rearrested for the third time in a week, even as incumbent Yoweri Museveni maintains his lead in votes so far counted. Earlier in the afternoon, police fired tear gas and stun grenades to disperse Besigye's supporters outside the headquarters of his Forum for Democratic Change party.
Forum for Democratic Change FDC headquarters in downtown Kampala Friday morning. Running battles between Besigye's supporters and contingents of police that saw the busy Entebbe road closed for the better part of 1 hour. It all started when Besigye was getting ready to address the press concerning election issues surrounding his arrest on Thursday following day-long claims of vote rigging. It was then that police led by Kampala Metropolitan Police boss Felix Kawesa stormed the FDC headquarters, disrupting the planned meeting and enraging Besigye's supporters. Running battles for the better part of the last 1 hour. Tear gas has been flowing all over. As a journalist working here in Kampala, a day after the elections, you have to walk with this water.
If it is only office staff, then you can allow them. But congregating in this place for purposes of getting information and they become uncontrollable is totally out of order. The police finally arrested Besigye for the third time in a week, alongside the FDC president Mugisha Muntu, the national chairman of the party Waso Birigwa, and the FDC mobilization secretary Ingrid Turinawe. The police claimed that Besigye was conducting a parallel tallying center and that he had planned to announce himself as the winner. Working with those officials to allowing official people to get in and to ensure that there is nothing that takes place there that breaches the law. At the same time, Ugandan police had also surrounded the Kololo home of the Go Forward presidential candidate, former Prime Minister Amama Mbabazi, blocking journalists from interviewing him. We, however, used a back route and got to Mbabazi's home, where he told KTN News of his concerns at the goings-on.
I am not sure that a tallying center is unlawful. Obviously, as a candidate, I should be expected. I told you I'm going to receive a report. I should be expected to have a system. I mean, it is logical.
Mbabazi has maintained a distant third position in the provisional results being released by the Electoral Commission, but is skeptical of the election management.
The results, mine for example, of course I don't believe them. What I have seen so far, because I have 0 in one station where I have a family which is more than 20 in number, voting age, in addition to my agents and so on. So I don't know what happened to them.
The Badru Chigundu-led Electoral Commission has said that it expects to announce the final election results by Saturday. Ben Kitili, KTN News, Kampala, Uganda.
Well, let's now take a look at the numbers, and incumbent Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni could be headed for yet another term in office, with provisional results placing him way ahead of the rest. With 30% of votes so far tallied, Museveni has garnered 2.7 million votes, equivalent to 63% of the 4.5 million votes so far counted. Kizza Besigye is second, managing 1.4 million, which is about half of Museveni's. Amama Mbabazi is third with 74,000 votes, and Abedi Wanika managing 48,000. The country has 15 million registered voters.